Brr, it's cold in here. It must be some in the atmosphere.
I'm
Welcome
freezing.
to the episode of the Inner Circle podcast. I am your host, Charlie, with my best friend,
Hey, hey.
Melanie. But it really is cold
I'm
in New
freezing.
York.
It
Like,
is
we,
currently 51 degrees where I'm at, and it feels like 45. And like the
yeah,
wind chill is not helpful. I put away, first of all, I decided to put away all my winter garments, like my sweaters, my jackets, everything. And I have them packed and stowed away in a closet. And this morning, I decided to you texted me and gave me a heads up. But when you said
mhm.
it was like breezy, I was like, oh, okay, that's
It
fine.
was breezy.
I
It
said
really
I'm gonna
was.
wear a turtleneck. I was
It
not
got
expecting to
cold.
be shaking like a leaf.
It got cold. Like it got cold. Like this morning when I left, it wasn't as cold as like when I left work and then went to the gym and left the gym. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, it got cold.
Do you know
And this is the type of weather.
the highest tomorrow is gonna be 53 degrees.
But the crazy thing is, this is the type of weather that gets you sick. And you was just saying yourself that like you are feeling
I'm feeling very fatigued. I hope I'm not getting sick because I will be freaking pissed. And also, like, I can't. It's not. I don't have the bandwidth to be sick. Anyway, how are you, sweetie?
That's like the new word of the day. But I am good. I am this week has been a light week for me. Um and when I
Mhm.
say light, because work, as you know, for anyone could feel heavy and such, and even people we know and stuff have complained about just the heaviness that maybe the last 2 weeks have been. But this week has been good so far. We're almost done with it. That's why I love Wednesdays too, because Wednesdays that like hope of like we're almost there at that
The
hump.
hump.
But this week has been good. But we hung out this weekend.
We sure
Um,
did.
the weather was nice this weekend compared to what the weather is giving today. But tell the people we met up with for brunch with one of our girlfriends.
Shout
And where
out
did we go?
Nita.
Where's it that we went?
We went to the Ainsworth, which is on Park Avenue and 33rd, I believe, 33rd or 31st, one of those. So I saw and became familiar with this place because of TikTok. I saw someone had gone and did like a review, and the vibes were cute. Like the menu looked good. Um, but I was not impressed, not by the slightest. And needless to say, I would not be going back. And here's why. When we get there, I understand that they have brunch, and like a lot of places still have the 90-minute brunch or like the 2-hour brunch. We
Hmm.
did the boozy brunch or whatever, and the price was cool. It was fine. However,
Hmm.
the service, listen, as a person who works in hospitality and goes to a lot of restaurants and has gone to a lot of bars, I'm not an alcoholic, but at the end of the day, that's where I have to you know, where I have to be for leisure and for to have a good time. If I choose a place, I try to choose a place that is going to be good vibes and have great food and all the things. um this place failed immensely. The service
Yeah.
was terrible. The bartenders were drinking on the job. The
Hmm. They
waitresses were,
all look hungover.
they all looked hungover, sketchy as fuck. It was giving Vegas like vibes. um they had their friends that used to work in the said place hanging out, having beers, and then pretending to be working as well as socializing with the workers. And our waitress was fucking terrible. I did not want to give her a tip, but at the end of the day, I believe like people have to make their earnings. Granted, that
And it
place,
was included.
it was included.
Yeah.
It was included. They know that they can get away with like shitty service because it's included.
Mhm.
um the food was subpar. It's really a shame because the menu looked good and like they had a good selection of things, but the food was mid.
Yeah,
Like
the
there was
rooftop was cute. The rooftop was a little, it was all right. All
the
right.
rooftop was
They,
cute.
they
Um,
tried they tried their little ambiance with the flowers going up the stairs,
they
but
had a big jumbo TV screen watching sports and stuff, which was cool. But at the same time, for me, it's not more about aesthetics is like important. Like aesthetics are pleasing, but at the same
mhm,
time, it's the experience. And my experience was not great. So much so that I'm not a Karen. Y'all know I'm not a Karen. I will talk my shit, but at the end of the day, I don't go out of my way to like record or make a big deal about things. I saw that there was a manager and I seen him like in the corner and he was like looking at us as we were going down the stairs heading out, and like we locked eyes and I said to him, "Are you the manager?" And he said yes, and I introduced myself and I said, "Look, I was really looking forward to like eating here and coming with my friends, but as a patron, I feel like this was not a good experience." And it wasn't even the food was whack, but at the end of the day, it was more so the service. You have your employees hanging out drinking, literally drinking beers. What was it? Bud Lights and shit
but
in
like
their
yeah,
hand, and
the
then
food drinks.
coming over asking us if we need anything. That's crazy to me. Not only that, the servers would come and like put they would come with the food and they didn't know where to place it. Like the tables
Yeah,
don't have numbers or something. Like y'all need a better system. Get
yeah.
toast or something. And the waitress forgot like what order went to what table and had to run back to the register and like look it on the screen. That's insane to me. So
Yeah.
above all this, his response was very subpar. His response was, "Thank you for letting me know. Let me run up there and see what's going on." And I didn't get an apology. Listen, I don't want free food. I don't want like a comp. I don't care about that. I just want you to know that your service sucks and you guys are probably not going to have people come back.
You're
But
not trying to be a Sonya Morgan.
yeah, Sonia Morgan is crazy for that. That's insane. But yeah, a shitty that was a shitty experience. And now to make it a better experience, I went to a fabulous rooftop called Hudson View, and it's inside the Inc. 48 Hotel. It's on 12th Avenue and 47th, I believe, and it's by the West Side Highway. The views of like the Hudson, everything is immaculate. It was beautiful. I know them because they're one of my clients and they bought everything for Tessa. But the service, the ambiance, the food, the drinks were amazing. And I think yesterday was National Tea Day and I got a matcha teeny. It was so good.
Yeah, it's funny that you went there because I DM'd you this morning. Someone, a friend of mine,
Yeah.
DM'd me this place and was like, "Hey, look at this spot. We should go."
Mhm.
Um, so I was, and then to see you there, and I knew it because the Rio had the same like cage thing and the same like
The
pepper
bird
look,
cage.
same food. Yeah, the same food. I'm like, oh shit, that's the place
Yeah,
that
that's ours.
I got DM'd on Saturday, but um
Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely recommend you
yeah.
going. I think you would have it was great vibes. I was telling the owner that I definitely want to come back with my coworkers because I love going to places that represent us, but also like great service. Like everything was top notch.
I was thinking to myself, it's crazy how rooftops are the thing now, like everywhere, even in Atlanta, like everywhere. Like the thing is rooftops. People love their rooftops. It's like it's for the gram as well as like it's the thing that you have like people are doing now
I like
everywhere.
it. It's more grown and sexy. It's not as dirty and underground. Like younger people want to be in raves and doing like young going to like places to like turn up and loungy stuff. I don't think that that's the vibe any. I mean, that's not the vibe anymore. And if you notice, I want to be out when there's daylight. I need vitamin D, and also like a rooftop is more so a little bit more sophisticated than going to like a club where it reeks like cigarettes or alcohol. It reeks like vaping and it reeks
Well,
like
I was gonna say you can't
alcohol.
smoke in clubs now. Most clubs, anyways, unless you go to Texas or something. Well,
Oh
yes,
Lord.
the
But
swamp
yeah,
back.
It
Louisiana.
was really
But
cool.
did you hear or see actually Hailey Bieber is on the cover of Vogue magazine,
Mhm.
and Justin Bieber, her husband, shouted her out and posted her, but also shared how I guess he gave an insight into it. And listen, it's true. Like no relationship out there is a perfect relationship. But I guess he kind of let us in a sense that they be going at it and fighting, and that he in a sense told her that, and one of the heated fights, that she would never make it on Vogue. But here she is, and
Sounds like a Pisces. They say things to hit the jugular
gave
a
her,
lot.
gave her flowers. Yeah, that's we. Yeah, it's not a
I
thing I'm
find that
proud
to
of,
be, yeah.
but yeah, but it
Is it
takes a
too
lot.
late to say you're sorry?
And listen, it takes us a lot. It takes a lot to push us there. So it's something I'm not proud of, and it pisses me off because it's like when I act like that, like a Justin Bieber or whatever, or the Pisces like the way Pisces could Pisces. I'm not proud of it, but it gets me mad because I know it takes a lot to push me there. So when I
Mhm.
go there, it's like, ugh. But anyways, she's on the cover of Vogue, and in this spread, she talks about jealous exes that just can't fucking get over Justin Bieber. And in the article it says exes like plural, but let's be real. What is Justin Bieber like main ex besides the rumors of Kourtney Kardashian and that one kid being his? What other
Mhm.
like big female has he dated that was prominent and out there besides the obvious Selena Gomez? So I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, guns fire. Like she's telling Selena Gomez, like, get the fuck over him. You're obsessed.
Mhm.
And this is that quote, obsessed. She used the word obsessed. Do you agree with this? And I have my take when I read this. Listen, I want to hear your take first.
So regarding the comment about him being honest and saying like he told her she would never be in the cover of Vogue, I find that to be in poor taste. First of all, I would have kept that shit to myself. I would have never said that shit out loud. That's not cute. And you're bringing the outside world into more speculation about like whatever happens in between
What's going
closed
on?
doors. So I think that that was wrong. I also think that when your partner says things like that, that's like your partner being your biggest ops, and that's not a good look because they're
But
supposed to be
again, we
there
don't know
for you.
dynamics. We don't know what led
She
him
probably
to
has said something to
play
what
the
sign is she?
playing devil's advocate, and it's not defending him because he's a Pisces. Because I couldn't stand this kid at one point in his career. She's a Sagittarius.
Okay. So I think that we
You
don't
know how they
know
could
what
be.
I don't know if
Exactly.
he said something tit for tat, but what I do know is that he could have not said that. Like there's so many ways he could have
He could
said
have
he
kept
was
that to
proud of her
himself.
or
Yeah.
whatever. As far as Haley Bieber saying like exes need to like leave, like stop keep their name out of their mouths or whatever
And stop being obsessed.
and stop being obsessed. Yeah. Selena is the most known ex he has, but he has dated a lot of video girls and a lot of other girls with occupations. Like he dated Chantel Jeffries, who's like a famous DJ. He dated a bunch of other random bitches, but I mean, she's trying to, stake her claim, I guess. Let her do it. If you still have to address people after you've done married this man, had a baby with him, then you are focused on the wrong things.
Mm. And I well, we don't have the pring, but we'll have the closest
I wish we
drum.
had bloop. Yeah. Like
Right? Well, I need to find ways to upload certain little things that
sounds,
are
yeah.
us. But anyways, we'll look into that after the show. But I agree with that. With that being said, I do listen. When I read this, I'm like, I've never been a Haley Bieber. Like, what does Haley Bieber do? She is a
But not
Baldwin
Nepo baby.
offspring, Nepo baby, a Baldwin offspring, and her claim to fame is getting
Wonder
with Justin Bieber. And yes, now she's done her own thing. She now has, whatever line, face product lines and
Woman.
stuff, and she models. That's amazing and all. She's coming to her own, and that's great. I'm not taking anything away from her. I've never been a fan like that. But with that being said, I could see where she's coming from because, sweetie, Selena, albums later, and this goes to your most recent one that I really like. I first listen. It took me a few listens to really get into Selena Gomez's new album, but I do really like her new album, surprisingly. Although it's more moody and not as like poppy dancing. You know me, I'm a dance guy. I really like her album, and it's an album that is also like a. It's not only her because it also has Benny Blanco. He wrote and produced a
Her
lot of it.
fiance.
Her fiance, he's a producer. He's a, you know, that's what she's dating. He's a big producer who's produced for Justin Bieber, funny enough, Britney Spears, and many big people, Brianna, and the list goes on and on and on. With that
Yeah.
being said, like you made your recent most album, Selena, is still kind of singing about Justin Bieber.
You know, cancers can't let go.
Right? I even to a
Cancers,
point.
let me tell you something about cancers. They don't want you, but they don't want nobody to have you either. Like, y'all emotional fucks.
Listen, Moon, Cancer Moon.
I'm a Cancer moon and rising, but I'm Aquarius all day.
But when it's convenient. With that being said, speaking of cancers,
Wait, really quick. Shout out to Sean. Hello, Miss Janet. She's watching. The Queen
oh
is
hey
watching.
Janet, Miss Jackson of Unasti, how are you? Speaking of, let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if y'all been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta,
Oh,
but
yes.
this past, first of all, Real Housewives of Atlanta is good, and I had this thought to myself after the whole Kenya of it all. It's moved on, and I've kind of forgotten that the Kenya of it all has happened. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I
Yeah.
have. What?
Honestly, I feel like Kenya would have been it was gearing up to be a hazing type of thing. And I always feel like whenever someone's new or has the spotlight, she always tries to find a way to be rude to them. I don't think she would have been nice to either one. I mean, she was obviously not nice to Brit. I don't really care for Brit. When she talks like this, it drives me crazy. But I have a few things I gotta say. I do love Kelly.
Yeah. No, but
I
yeah.
love
So
Miss Angela Oakley.
listen, Angela has risen to the top, and I listen. I like to listen. I listen to a few different podcasts that talk about, you know, different things and stuff, things that we talk about, and I like
Yeah.
to get perspectives and stuff, and just listen to opinions. And Shamia was
Mhm.
one that a lot of people, because of first episode, people still love Shamia, but Angela, from what I see and the lot of opinions, she has risen. The creme has risen to the top, and I have to say, I can see it. But with that being said, this episode, this past latest episode, we're not
Mhm.
gonna recap like some podcasts. We're not gonna do exactly thing. But one of the main highlights of this past week episode that aired this past Sunday was Shamia and Portia's sit down. And the last few episodes has been building up to basically because of these girls, the outside girls in their ears, because that's what it really is. Well, maybe there's more history to dig deep as the episodes are airing now, but them sitting down because basically one feels that the other's not good enough of a friend. One's not being maybe as good as a friend as the others being. So here they are, and we seen the sit down, which basically ended the episode. I know you hit me up with like you have a lot to say, and just watching this unfold and just seeing the perspectives and both sides and stuff. I even have, especially watching the last two episodes, have opinions as well
Yeah,
about the friendship and what it is, because this happens in real life. But go ahead, because I know you had a lot to say.
I do.
Yeah,
My
me.
name is Alaska Thunderfuck, and I have something to say. So my whole gripe with Portia Williams is that Portia wants to live a life like it's so fabulous and stuff, and her life is fabulous. I think she's a great housewife. The only issue I have with her, she wants to keep things underneath the rug. If you ever watch her spin-off series with her and Simon,
That was
with their
disastrous.
family, that was disastrous, but even more so, you want to be a producer in your mind and produce what your family can and what your friends can or cannot say. That's not
Mm.
cool. It's
That's
also
not reality.
it's not reality. And it also makes me feel like she has this persona on camera that she doesn't have in real life. It doesn't make sense to me. Her cousin, I think one of her cousins passed away not too
Bonnie.
long ago. She
Hmm.
hasn't mentioned any of that. That could have been part of her story about how stressed out she is.
But remember, editing.
True.
And Lolly was just in last week's episode.
Yeah.
In last week's episode, she was hosting so maybe at this point she didn't, she hadn't died yet and stuff. But because she was just in last week's episode as the event
Well,
planner.
that could be a factor, but I also feel like when she sat down with Shamia, she almost gave the vibe that she was there just to be there because she was asked to be there, not to hear out her friend. And you could
Mm,
tell that, I feel like Shamia has given her grace because of the whole situation with her and Simon. But
mhm.
Shamia has problems popping off too with her own
Mm.
um what is
Fertility journey,
fertility journey and her child
gender
being
reveal.
sick.
Mhm.
Like, I find that to be it's very selfish, and I find it really fucked up. And then, of course, in true cancer fashion, she cries and runs out for a minute, has to get herself together and then come back. It's like when you're addressed and told the shit that you're doing that's wrong, you kind of want to like hide. I don't know. I didn't like that as a person that has a friend, a close friend, and seen them be together for so long. It's just weird. So now that what's her name, Phaedra is gonna come back, I just I'm curious to see if she like wholeheartedly drops Shamia and like just hangs out with Phaedra to be freaking frack.
Oh yeah, that's definitely bound to happen. But with that whole Shamia thing, it's sad to see, and then to know that they were friends from childhood. And I
Yeah,
guess there's more
crazy.
dynamics with their mothers being friends at one point and that friendship going left. We're not privy to that information yet, but there's hints to it. And even to the point where Portia got the episode that we seen early and even posted and a now deleted post about wrong road Shamia, and she even added Shamia. She didn't go for the subs. She added her. So with that being said, I do respect someone who will directly at a bitch. Um, but she added Shamia and said wrong road, etc. But then she deleted it pretty quick. She didn't do it on the stories either. She did it on a post, on her wall post. So that's even more ballsy. But she deleted it. With that being said, I feel bad, and I thought that was rude or Portia, and I more sympathize and relate to Shamia. Um, One, not being heard and just being dismissed or gaslit or again like dismiss and try to make it, well, I'm going through a lot or because of this and stuff, is like excuses. It's like I'm sure your friend gets it, but all your friend needs is for you to acknowledge at that moment how your friendship dynamic has been.
Yeah.
And I get it because Shamia has said something. People are like, well, why hasn't this come up in the past? Why haven't you talked about it? Listen, I've in my point in my life at some points I've been like a Shamia, and she's hit it on a thing where because I care about my relationships,
Yeah.
I try to keep the peace, and sometimes I eat things, don't address, or I have not currently because I'm in a different phase in my life where I will speak on things. I'm like whatever, but I have ate things, have
Yeah.
not addressed things that I should have at moments throughout my friendships in my life to keep the peace because those people mean a lot to me.
Hmm.
Um, so with that being said, I get it. I identify with a Shamia and I get it. And it's just like, damn, I truly feel her pain with this
Yeah.
situation with Portia. With that being said, Portia, I know she's going through a lot, and I try to keep that in my mind that during this she was going through shit with Simon. But girl, I'm telling you, this season is right. I was excited for her return, but this season is going back to what she gave in her little spinoff, and it's just dismissive, not engaged. And in reality, is because
I
the
think she
life
thinks that she's the Nene of Atlanta, and
she
you're
thought
not
she was gonna
Nene.
be. And this is no hate towards Portia. I don't hate her. I still like her and want to give her grace in some sense. But she thought she was gonna be the Nene. She was coming back in the pretense that she was gonna have this fabulous princess life, married to this African prince scammer, Nigerian prince scammer, allegedly. And look how that fell into shambles right before they were about to film. So
Yeah.
sure,
I
I get
honestly,
it.
I mean, I don't want to read too much into it, but I feel like there were parts that she kind of like was hating on Shamia. When Shamia played the song that
Yes.
she recorded and she was playing it on her phone for everyone to hear. Oh, that's not her. That's not her. Even talking over the song. Like, why can't you let the song play? And if you were confused and didn't know whether it was Shamia or Drew, why don't you pull your best friend to the corner and say, was that you singing? Or like, I was confused. Who was that? I just think that
That was weird.
that was very weird. That energy was mean girl energy. And I feel like a
It was
friend who
bitchy.
dismisses a friend in front of other people is fucked up. How is everyone else validating Shamia's feelings and bringing it to the surface and being like, yeah, that's weird that your best friend didn't even go to your wedding? I mean, I remember seeing that season and seeing that episode, and she never said once that it was because they had a fallout. She said something about a medical condition that she can't sit for too long. Like, just say you got a fucking BBL or something and call it a day.
But yeah, the way it's playing out, I'm definitely again. I still like Portia, but I very much sympathize a lot with Shamia. I'm not gonna lie. And overall, though, it's just sad that a friendship of so many years, because they do go back. I didn't realize. I knew they were friends before the show, but I didn't know it went back to childhood. Like
Yeah, that's
that's
crazy.
sad. They're now in their early 40s, so that's long. But from what I hear too is that they have still remained friends, but like, are they always hanging out the way it seems or whatever? No, like on social media. This is the things I've heard also as well. But again, but also are we out every day or every weekend?
No,
No.
but we talk every day.
Yeah, so it's like just because people are not out every day or hang out all the time with each other, and they may hang out and be out and do other things, doesn't mean they're not still close. But it's something we're gonna see still play out as this season continues. This continues as this season has been riddled with drama leading up to it because of the whole Kenya of it all. But I'm enjoying it. I don't know about you. It's a good season. The ratings may
I
not
am.
be what it used to be, but like it's still pretty good. It's solid, and it's better than the last 2 years, if you ask me.
So Janet says Portia has always tried to make herself look better than everyone on the show. I could see that. I just think that like Portia knows that Andy Cohen really likes her. He knows she knows that he's on his top 5, probably top 3
Mm.
of favorite housewives. And I think she gets away with a lot. There's a lot of things like she breaks the fourth wall a lot. She's always like saying things like to make herself feel or to make other people feel like, oh, you don't have a show without me. And it's like, you haven't really given much but the scammer storyline.
She's changed. She's changed. I loved Portia, and like Andy, maybe she would have. I think if you ask me, like my top 5, she may still be in it. Maybe I will have to rethink my top 5 again, but I would need time. I can't do it right now on the spot.
I
But like,
thought she was cool, but I never thought she was like one of the best
I
housewives.
I I I loved her, but her last season, the season with Bolo, when accountability wasn't taken, I thought it was like, girl, just admit you
The
took
last
that big hit.
season, that and also when she got with Simon, like she
And
never
then
really
no,
expressed that.
and then yeah, and then that like the whole it looked bad. It looked bad. But the way that she came into Simon and then her little spinoff, that spinoff was just bad for her. Like that was a bad look. I would have done that or advised that if that's what she was gonna produce for me. If I was like managing her like her career, I would have been like, if this is what you're gonna give me, go, let's not do this because this is gonna look horrible for you.
Mm.
And then she took a break, and then she came back, and I was excited because I thought, but again, we all seen how that played out. But speaking of Simon, I was just thinking of him while I was working out. Believe it or not, yesterday,
Why?
I'm like, it's social media's been quiet because listen, Simon would have been
She's
giving
in the detention center.
Simon would have been giving what's Drew's little baby Ralph some
Ralph.
Ralph for his money if he was not detained by ICE a few months back. He's
But
been
that's what I'm
like,
saying. I saw some post that he's been like he's still detained.
he's detained. I'm like, I wonder if he's still detained. But yeah, he's detained. He's still detained because he would have been tweeting up a storm
Sheesh.
every
That's
episode.
another thing too. Like pick these men accordingly. You don't want a fucking man with trigger fingers who's gonna be like putting your business out there whenever you guys have like problems. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. But moving on from Real Housewives of Atlanta, we'll see how this continues and plays out. Phaedra comes back on Sunday, this next coming episode, so I'm excited about that because I love Faye. So we'll see how the rest of the season continues to play out. But um, you know what? Have you ever? And I think I don't know if we've discussed this before, but have you ever like listened to an album or listened to a song and you just like you don't really connect with it, but then you see the video and then the video makes you like the song? This just happened with me with Ariana Grande. Her song Supernatural. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I was playing it like I think yesterday in the background.
So
Cute.
obviously this album came out. It's part of her latest album that just came out last year. She obviously released a
Eternal
deluxe.
Sunshine.
Thank you. But there was only maybe one or two songs that I like. I like "The Boy Is Mine." I like that, and maybe
I love
and that that first one she released.
oh
That
yes and
yes, and yeah. So I like two or three songs. Supernatural on my first initial listen, I'm like but the video just dropped, and I don't know if you've seen the video.
I
It's
didn't see
like
the video, but I saw the visuals on Spotify and it was giving like uh what is it called? That,
well,
that
it's like
Netflix show?
so let me walk you real quick through it. It's basically she's walking out of her house and there's a natural disaster outside, basically. And it's very slow moving, and she's just walking, finding basically the light until she finds the light, and the light is basically an alien ship that beams her up. So the natural disaster happened, like I guess, because of an alien invasion that
It's called yeah. Brighter Days Ahead. Okay, I see.
but yeah, so but watching the video, I'm like just watching it until like I'm like, what is this going? And then the whole 80th, I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then the title Supernatural. And I don't know, but the video made me pay attention to the song. And now I've been listening like to Supernatural the last few days, like
Yeah.
on repeat. Yeah, I like it.
My favorite song is the intro End of the World. The one that goes, if the sun won't shine.
From
That
her
one?
on her
Yeah.
album, right?
It's
Okay.
from that album. It's from the Eternal Sunshine, but she has it on the deluxe too, and it's extended. I love Ariana Grande. She has songs that I love, but I'm gonna be honest. I have refrained from watching her videos because I don't like the way she looks. It's triggering for me. I don't understand why she's so goddamn skinny. Like she looks so fucking different. It like it
She's
takes
always
away
been like skinny though.
not this like clavicle bone showing skinny. And I don't know. I hate her hair color. Like it's still giving Glinda whatever from
Mm.
Wicked. She needs to dye that shit back and put on that ponytail and the high boots, the platinum shoes. Like, I
And
don't,
eat a few more tacos and cheeseburgers.
yeah.
Now, well, listen, no, if she wants, I'm not gonna tell someone like judge a woman, like tell what a woman what to do.
Well,
What
I
body.
could say it. I don't like her weight is too skinny for me, but it's not even like her what her weight is. It's more so I see her and I'm just like, oh, she doesn't look the same. She looks kind of it just looks weird to me. It looks off.
Do you think she looks? I think you want to say the word but not say it. Do you think she looks sick?
Sickly.
Mm.
I know she's not sick. I don't know for sure, but just for me, I'm just like, I'm good. I don't want to watch that. I like to see cool visuals and stuff, but yeah. What I was gonna say was when she in the clip and the images on Spotify, it looks like she's being raised by like something. It reminds me of Stranger Things. But
Well, it was an alien ship, basically.
yeah,
That's what she
it's giving Stranger Things. But yeah, I can't.
By the way, when are we getting the last season of that? Those kids are gonna look all freaking grown up and shit.
Are they still doing seasons? They're like freaking like.
There's one more season that needs to come out. The last season.
Well, by then 7
It's
should be
like
married.
with Netflix.
11 should be married. Dika 7.
Netflix with some of their shows, like it takes them so long from like one season, especially if it's a popular show, to like release the next season sometimes.
Not necessarily, because I've been watching a lot of
Depending on the
seasons,
show.
and You is coming out. I've never watched that, but You has been quick.
You already came out. The last part.
Oh, Bridgerton was quick. I never watched that shit either. But there are shows like Euphoria and Max. That shit has taken forever. It's just now
Yeah,
that they're recording. Like everybody's gonna look like they're in college.
but
I mean, they are.
it's speaking of music videos, randomly, like I love watching people are surprised that I pay for YouTube One and think I'm very cocky. They're like, oh, I do pay for YouTube because I do not want to see commercials. I love music videos. I grew up like I love music, but music videos since I was a kid. I just loved watching. Like that's what like drew me in. I'm a visual guy. Since a little kid. So I paid for my YouTube to watch videos. So randomly the call came up right from the Backstreet Boys, and
I
I'm
was
like,
listening to that song today.
let me let it play out because sometimes you may think, but I'm like, I fucked with this, so let me let it play out.
I
Nostalgia,
love that
baby,
song.
nostalgia. Especially as you get older, sometimes these songs hit and just take you back. So I let it play out, and randomly, what plays next? And sync, bye, bye, bye.
Come on, curated
I'm
playlist.
watching. So wait. So hear me out. So I watched the Call music video, right? I just didn't listen to it. I was watching it to it while vibing, and then I watched and let Bye 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 play out.
Mhm.
As y'all know, back in the day, Gen Z people, if y'all watching, maybe you don't know, so let me catch you up. Back in the day, there was a thing called Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. Yes, two boy bands that went head to head because they both basically was five white boys, cookie cutter white boys that all looked cute, that were singing pop dance songs and made the little white girl. Well, I'm not gonna say white girls, made the girls go crazy and the gays. Um, with that being said, there was a rivalry. And Backstreet Boys years later said that technically NSYNC was copying everything that they were doing. They
Mm.
were giving them the record label. They were in the same label at one point, Jive Records, and that their label was giving them the same producers that Backstreet Boys had because Backstreet Boys was out a little before NSYNC, like a year or two before.
Mhm.
Same thing. And while watching the Call video slash Bye 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 video, I see what the Backstreet Boys meant. NSYNC, like if you think back to the videos, I don't know if you visualize the videos
I
or think
remember the videos, but I don't remember. I
the
remember Bye Bye
concept.
Bye, like the girl running after the guys on the train. I don't remember in the call. I remember the guy just one of the Backstreet Boys like lying and saying to his girl that he's gonna do something, but he was like chasing someone.
The concept is the same. Bye 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 copied because the call came out before Bye Bye Bye.
What's the concept?
Wait, did it come?
Let me look that up while you
Basically, the
say that.
call is the same thing. Okay, so you remember Bye 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 more. Basically, Bye Bye Bye, the angry ex-girlfriend has all the boys on a puppet and she's chasing all of them basically one by one or in a pair. Because Hello is a music video and we need to get through the music video in 3 minutes and like 30 seconds back in MTV days and back when music videos was that long. The call was the same thing. It was a girl, a jealous ex-girlfriend, chasing each one of the Backstreet Boys to get revenge. The concept different, just different boys, different scenarios, but it was the same. I'm like, Instinct did copy Backstreet Boys a lot, even in the concepts of their music videos.
So
I just random.
I'm gonna read the synopsis of the call. Complementing the lyrics to the song, the video tells the story of a man who is unfaithful to his girlfriend. He meets another lady in a nightclub and leaves the club with her instead of going home to his girlfriend, whom he calls to make up an excuse for being late going home. Each member of the Backstreet Boys serve as the cheating man progressively. Bye 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 was not like that. Bye 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 was the girl is chasing the guy who's trying to get away from the girl and doesn't want to be in a relationship with her. They're
The
not
girl
the
is
same.
chasing the guy, but the same thing with the call. There's a girl chasing the boys, trying to get them and like
The
destroy them.
girl
It's
is
the same.
chasing. No, they no.
They just spin it and reversed it like Uno,
They
but
spin. No, the girl is being chased by each Backstreet Boy because she is there. He's trying to cheat.
no, no,
Yes,
the girl is chasing. No. Okay, so while Melody goes and watches the videos real quick
I'm not
on the
watching.
no, you gotta watch. Actually, no, we'll come back to this.
Let
But
me go.
after
I want to
you
see
watch
the synopsis of NSYNC. Bye
no,
bye
the
bye.
call, the girl is chasing each member of the Backstreet Boy, just like in the Bye Bye Bye, the girl is chasing each member of NSYNC.
Well, the only girl that would be chasing any of the Backstreet Boys would probably be the girlfriend, the actual girlfriend.
At the end of the video, you see that the girl represented a bunch of girls that they basically played. You gotta watch it again. It's been a while. I can see that. I can tell that you haven't watched the call.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta watch
haven't,
after the show. You're gonna watch the
honestly.
call, and we'll talk. Um, But yeah, a random thought, because random Charlie. I should have called this segment Random Charlie, because I be having random thoughts
Charlie's
and
thoughts.
that comes to things, huh?
Wait, I need Janet's perspective. I feel like the two bands just worked with the same people, and that's why they might be familiar and look similar, which is true. I mean, they
Which
had the
is
same
true.
manager.
True. That people were trying to give them the same concept and the same thing, but at the end of the day, it's not it's to say that the Backstreet Boys are not right to say that like basically NSYNC copied them. Maybe not the members of NSYNC purposely sat there and say let's do this exactly like those boys, but the team behind NSYNC was mimicking very similar things that the Backstreet Boys were doing.
I feel
And
like
listen,
that
that's
that
what it
it wasn't just that part. I feel like there have been other instances where they mimicked each other. Like the first video that Backstreet Boys had when they have quit playing games with my heart, where they're like in the rain and they're like,
yeah,
oh, and like all that shit.
yeah.
Instinct comes out and they come out with tearing up my heart, and they're all like
Mhm.
working out and like singing, like whatever.
And the
It
white
gave the
shirts
same
too.
vibe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gave the same vibe. They were both doing choreography, like trying to be like aggressive. I don't know. I
Sexy.
Wait,
For
who did
12
you
and
grow up
13 year
liking
old
more?
for 12 and 13-year-old tweens like us.
This bitch.
But anyways,
Wait, who did
before
you
we go,
wait before we go? Who did you end up liking? Like, who did you grow up liking more
I think
between
we've
the
talked
two?
about this. I really like them both. First of all, let's be real. When it comes to NSYNC, JC Chazez was the man. I
Shazay.
don't Chazez, he was fine. He had the better voice than
Yeah,
Justin. He's
Justin.
hotter than Justin now. Does he look better than Justin now? I think he's not aging that well. Oh no, sorry, JC. But back then, JC and even Mickey Mouse Club, when I see old clips from him, I'm like, ooh, my eyes went to JC first. JC
Really?
wasn't. JC does not get attention like he does. It went to Justin because Justin was a blonde hair, blue eyed little white boy, but
Mm.
JC was that dark, that dark featured white boy, and that's what I like. But with that being said, I was more of a Backstreet guy. I was more of a
Yeah.
Backstreet guy for many reasons. They were out first, so I respect that they were out first. But also, I didn't like the fact that Justin Bieber and Britney Spears was a thing back in the day either.
Yeah. I liked the Backstreet Boys more because I felt like their songs were more grown. Like they gave more R&B vibes, and they were trying to emulate Boys to Men so much, but like the
Mm.
white version of Boys to Men. But now when I think about it, I did like NSYNC and how like silly, goofy they were. I like Justin. I did like Justin, but at the same time, they were just trying to like I think they were people talk Britney Spears has talked shit about the Backstreet Boys, but like she needs to understand NSYNC was riding her coattails at one point. Like they tried to put them together so much. Remember when they did the VMA show and like she
Oh
performed and
yeah.
then they came out? They tried to lump them together and use the excuse about them dating, about her and Britney and Justin dating so much. And that's
Mhm.
why I kind of focus more on Backstreet Boys. And also, um, I also want to give an honorary shout out to 98 Degrees because I really like them too.
Well, do you know they dropped like a new little EP or whatever recently?
Yeah, I haven't heard it, but give me
But
just one
anyways,
minute.
before we go, I have a quick little game for you that I'm sure you don't know about. Surprise!
Oh my God, wow.
Thought
I
you
love
would be the
surprises.
last of me. This little game is called De Donde Soy. And basically, as we know, Latinos, we are a variety of flavors. There's Mexican, Ecuadorian, Bolivia, Peru, Honduras, Dominican, Cuban, all the things that we are. But we all have either our own little slangs or our own little things that we're known for saying. So I want to see Melanie, who's a cultured woman, if she knows where some of these slangs come from their right representful places. All right. So do you think you're up for the challenge?
I'm gonna try. We'll
All
see.
right, here we go. Here's a little game. De donde soy? Hi, Talia. First one. Dímelo.
Dímelo is very Dominican Republic.
Puñeta.
Puñeta is very Puerto Rican. Hello.
Coño, puñeta. Así.
And I'm not appropriating, unlike some people.
¿Qué? ¿Qué chimba?
Que chimba, Colombia. I think Karol G says that shit.
Órale.
Orale. I only know this because I love soccer. Mexico.
Bicho.
That is okay. So bicho is a really bad word in Puerto Rico because it means like a penis. However, Dominican Republic does use it, and they use that word to signify like a little boy, like a little jit.
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
Dominican Republic.
Well, I guess in some other Spanish languages, a bicho is actually an insect.
Yeah, that's what it is. A little jit, like a gnat.
I thought you said a boy.
Yeah, it's like a masculine gnat, like a little insect. Like it's
Yeah,
it's a bicho.
it's an insect.
I don't like saying that word though.
Next, acho.
Well, because it's been recently used too many fucking times. It's from Puerto Rico.
Next, vaina.
Vaina. Una vaina buena, una vaina bacana. That's Dominican.
You got it. And last, bacán.
Bacan. It's not Dominican because we say bacano. Bacana. Bacan. VACAN.
Bacán. BACAN. With a accento on the A.
Is that Venezuelan?
I knew I was going to stump you with that one. Peruvian. But you did amazing. You got 8 out of 9. So,
thank you.
as a kid,
What can I say? I'm worldly.
With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode. This is not our last episode of May, but we are looking forward to our June episode because we have some special guests lined up and some new people joining us on the podcast to kick it and shoot the shit and to get perspectives and talk about different perspectives and different topics. So we're excited for June, but tune in next week. Could you believe the last episode of May and the last week of May? May went by pretty quick. I can't complain about May. There was some heavy week, but it went by pretty quick.
Yeah.
Quick. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. It does not cost anything to follow, like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, our Instagram, where we post and keep you guys updated with the latest. And we will see you guys next week. Adios.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle Podcast, and catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.